you been sleeping well? On,
No.
on average, about how many hours of sleep do you get at night?
6.
About six?
But um, sometimes even worse when, like I said, sometimes the anxiety will just keep me up. I think I mentioned that before, that sometimes it will just keep me up and helps me feel like immobilized, that I just feel paralyzed. And sometimes I'll only just get like 4 hours of sleep. That's really why I just like to lay in bed and just hang out, because then I can catch up on my sleep, and if I can't sleep, then at least I've got the TV and I can just watch TV and just get my mind off things, and not, I don't really have to do much.
If you don't mind, I do want to ask a little more personal question.
Okay.
Have you noticed any changes or complaints with your sex life?
Mm, well, we're not as close as we used to be,
Okay.
just because um, I guess there are some times during intercourse while I'll get anxious and then I'll get the pains, and then she rolls her eyes at me because she's like, you don't have any pains. I'm like, you need to stop looking for pain. And yeah, it's caused some strain. I'll say it caused some strain.
So,
We don't do it as often as we used to.
would you like to get back? It seems like you want to get back to at least better than how it used to be, where you now the pains is kind of happening while you're having sex, kind of happens when you're trying to sleep, and I know you check while you're at work, but you experience the pains while you're at work too.
Yeah, sometimes.
Have you ever had kind of like a pain episode where you couldn't make it into work, or are you still able to go to work
I
as
don't
usual?
think it's ever been that bad, but it's just been bad enough that I have to check. No, I've got to check.
And helps that you
I have to,
get help.
because there's something there. There's something there. Or there's something that can grow there at least. Maybe I can give them the benefit of the doubt just a little bit that there isn't something there, but something is happening in there. I believe something is happening there.
I know you told me a little bit about your family history. I just want to backtrack a little bit
Okay.
because do you have any family history? Does anyone in your family have ever experienced any depression, bipolar disorder, OCD?
It's a really good question. I think I just look at so many charts, so sometimes I just confuse myself, but I'm pretty sure that I thought I saw on my mom's side maybe like one chance that maybe her, was it her sister? It was one of her sisters that she doesn't speak to that she had OCD.
Okay.
On my mother's side, like I wasn't allowed to see my aunt. Yeah, she definitely. I think I'm remembering it more clearly where she said like, just don't even because she's not well. I can't even remember her name, to be honest with you, just because it was so long ago. I think that was around maybe the time when I was like 13 or 14.
Okay.
That it was brought up somehow. But I don't think anything else.
So, I know you told me that you check a lot, and that kind of relieves your anxiety. So, when you're not in pain and you're not feeling these anxious attacks, as you call them, what kind of things do you do in your leisure time to kind of relieve your stress or do for fun? Do you go out with friends or kind of what? Just give me a little picture about what you do in your free time
Sure.
or what you have done in your free time before this.
Well, I feel like I used to hang out with my friends a lot more. I used to just hang out with my buddies back from med school. We were all just really close. And I think just lately, because of, my concerns and my worries, that we sort of just drifted apart. Because nothing on their end, it's just I don't have time to be hanging out with my friends when I have to be proactive about my health. Like, they want to go out to the bar and drink, and I'm prioritizing myself now and be like, well, I don't want to do that. I just don't want to do that. I don't want to get into drugs or alcohol. I mean, sure, I experimented when I was younger, but I just can't do it now. The worry kills me, literally. You know, smoking can affect your lungs, it can affect your heart. Drinking can affect, you know, your liver. It can pretty much affect any bodily organ. And I know that they all synchronize together. And last thing I need is any issues in my life, any more issues, so to speak. Just with my gastrological system and my heart, I don't want to risk anything. And I haven't told them that, but they just, I guess from the way they see it, I sort of cut them off. And I just don't really hang out with my friends that much anymore. I'll maybe hang out with like one coworker, and that's pretty much it now.
How do you feel about that?
Well, I feel lonely. I feel like nobody gets me, you know. Nobody gets what I have to go through, you know, with like the twinges, like the pain, the discomfort.
When you were telling me that story, you did sound, you know, you said, you know, it is what it is. You have to focus on yourself, but you did sound a little nostalgic as you were reminiscing about, you know, you used to spend some time with them. Would it be right to say that, you know, if we can get to the bottom of how you're feeling and get you to feel a little bit better, that is something that you would like to rejoin, you know, spending time with your friends, does, you know, including that one coworker that you hang out with, is that something that you would be interested in, or do you think that's something that you would like to mend as well?
I mean, if they're willing to hang out with me and maybe sort of just respect my limits a little bit, I guess, when it comes to that type of stuff, you know, the drinking and all of that. I guess, yeah, you know, I miss them, I do. But I feel just this barrier, and it's hard to let go of the barrier. It's hard to let go of.
It seems like you miss them, but not at the cost of your health and well-being.
Yes,
Okay.
that is exactly it.
Okay.
Yes.
So, just to ask you, before we run out of time, we do have a little bit more minutes left, but I want to make sure I get this down right. One more, just kind of broad question I want you to think about and share with me. If we were to undergo treatment and have you feeling better, whereas we can kind of relieve all of your symptoms, do you think there will be a difference in your life?
Yeah.
What would you be doing if you didn't have these preoccupations? How would your life have improved or changed?
Miracle. But I guess I'll really just be able to connect with my wife more and with my son, and you know, be able to click with some of the friends that I used to really just click with, and maybe I'll enjoy my work more, but I just feel like I'm asking for too much.
Miracles do happen, and I don't think that it's asking for too much. I think it's very doable, and you seem very willing to put in the work, and I'm very willing to help you reach your goals. And you're already very accomplished. You have family, a wife, you have a son, and you are a doctor. So I think that you are used to reaching goals and successes, and I think this will be another thing to have under your belt as soon as we start getting to work. So I want to go ahead and just kind of give you a brief kind of summary of what I've picked up on, and if there's anything you would like to add, or if there's anything that you feel like I didn't stress enough, I definitely want you to correct me or add to it, so I can get a great picture. So if there's anything else that you feel that I should know, I want you to go ahead and tell me. Sounds good?
Okay.
Okay, so you came in for complaints of you believe that there's pain in your colon, so you generally check it about 3 times a day at max.
Yeah, maximum.
Maximum. You're checking it at work. Sometimes you do use the equipment at work. You've had doctors check it, and you've had to go to a diagnostic center where everything has still come out clear. But that's still not convincing to you. You still feel this very real pain. It has kind of protruded into your family life. You have these pains while you're at home and you just want to lay down. You're not very active these days because of the preoccupation with this pain. You have what you call anxious attacks, and that's when it's like a looming feeling of cold and dread comes over you. Sometimes you relieve that feeling by taking about a Xanax, maybe about a 20, 30 milligram, maybe about twice a week, and it does calm you down. And you've been feeling this feeling, it seems to have steadily been getting worse, the pain after for in the past, we'll say about maybe 2, 3 years. Um, Family history is pretty clear as far as psychiatric mental illness. You do have an aunt on your mother's side.
Can you go ahead and check the light? Go ahead and check the light. I don't know why it turned off in here.
It's
Oh,
because
it's
it's like
motion
motion
sensor.
sensor. It
Okay.
didn't feel anybody.
Okay, no
Okay.
problem. Thank you for that. I don't know what's wrong with the lights, but.
Okay.
Ugh.
Thank you.
Mm.
Okay, so let's not deter from that. You do have an aunt on your mother's side that did suffer and diagnosed with OCD.
Yeah, my aunt, yeah.
Okay. It seems like as far as your health concerns, you're pretty very health conscious. You are a physician. You eat pretty darn healthy. You you do have a health. You're very health conscious, so
Yes, very.
very health
I have
conscious,
to.
especially when it comes to cardio.
Yes, and gastroenterology.
Yes, because in family you have a long family history of cardiac problems and gastrointestinal problems.
Yep.
So you are very preoccupied with that and trying to do what you can to lessen the likelihood of you
Pretty much.
suffering from it.
Yep.
You have a medical degree.
Mm-hmm.
As far as your social life right now, it's kind of dwindled down. You kind of would rather stay home and either catch up on the rest that you already are not getting because of your workload.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And the pain.
Yeah.
And if successful in treatment, you believe that it will help you better connect with your wife and your son and also be able to explore the world and just be generally more happy about life and probably reconnect with some social relationships that you've lost. Does that sound about right?
Yeah.
Well, Frank, it sounds to me initially that you have been suffering from what we call an illness anxiety disorder. Basically, your preoccupations with pain has basically kind of caused a dysfunction in your life, whereas now you can't really go about life and be as happy as you used to be because you are very concerned with having this problem in your colon, carcinoma on your colon.
Yeah.
This disorder does produce somatic symptoms as well. I do believe that it's a little comorbid with OCD with the constant checking. And I wouldn't, and anything else, we'll work together to see if there's anything else that I, think, and we'll come up with a plan. So what I want to do in our successive sessions is I'll come up with kind of ideas for how we can go about treatment, but I also want to work with you on that so we can see what works best for you and what we can do together to come up with a game plan to relieve these symptoms and have you enjoying life and your family, friends, and work again. Does that sound all right?
Yeah. I'll give it a try.
All right. So that's all I ask. You give it a try, and we'll give it a try together, and hopefully we'll have you feeling relief as soon as possible.
I hope so. I just want the pain to stop, and
Yeah.
I just really hope that my wife my son will be like happy that the pain is gone and I won't be checking for it anymore, and it's not gonna be another this time.
Well, maybe in future sessions, maybe we'll be able to maybe get your wife in or your whole family in there, and we'll kind of do a check-in with them as well and just kind of see if things are improving and see how much we can kind of get successive and improve.
Okay.
Good?
Okay.
Okay.